Carmen woke up at dawn like every day, with the sound of birds as her only alarm. 68 years old, her body felt the weight of time and hard work, but her spirit remained indomitable. With hands hardened by work, she prepared the humble breakfast in her small kitchen while lovingly watching her granddaughter Luna, who was still asleep in the next room. Luna, 19, was Carmen's pride and joy. From a young age, she had shown an intelligence and insatiable curiosity that set her apart. Carmen had always dreamed of Luna having a better life than her own, and those dreams seemed closer than ever now that Luna was about to enter university to study engineering. It was a monumental achievement in their humble neighborhood in Mexico City. "Luna, it's time to get up," Carmen called tenderly from the door of her granddaughter's room. Luna stretched and opened her eyes slowly, smiling at the sight of her grandmother. Carmen was always there, like a rock in the middle of a storm. After having breakfast together, Carmen accompanied Luna to the bus stop. "Grandma, I don't want you to keep working so hard," said Luna, looking at her with concern. "I can get a part-time job and help you with the expenses." Carmen shook her head and smiled. "None of that, my girl. Your focus should be your studies. I will take care of everything else. It is an honor for me to help you achieve your dreams." Carmen's words were sincere. Since she lost her husband and then Luna's parents in a tragic accident, her life had revolved around her granddaughter. Carmen worked long hours selling flowers at the local market, a job that required both physical and emotional strength. But every sacrifice, every exhausting day was worth it to see Luna progress. "Promise me you will focus on your studies," Carmen said, her eyes shining with determination. "Promise me you will take this opportunity and do something great with your life." Luna nodded, moved by the firmness and love in her grandmother's voice. "I promise, Grandma. I will do everything possible to make you proud." With a hug and a kiss on the cheek, Carmen said goodbye to Luna, watching as the bus drove away. Every day at the flower market, Carmen faced the reality of her situation: hard work and the constant struggle to make ends meet. But she was also filled with hope at the thought of Luna's bright future, a future she was determined to secure no matter the obstacles. Carmen knew it wouldn't be easy. The weight of responsibility sometimes felt overwhelming, but the vision of Luna walking across the university stage to receive her diploma gave her strength. With that image in her mind, Carmen picked up her basket of flowers and headed to the market, ready to face another day of work with the same courage and dedication that had always characterized her. While Luna delved into the academic world, Carmen was determined to support every step of her granddaughter with her sacrifice and unconditional love. For her, there was no greater satisfaction than seeing Luna succeed, and she was willing to do whatever it took to make that dream come true. The loss of her husband had been devastating for Carmen. Together they had dreamed of a future full of peace and happiness, but fate had other plans. It wasn't long after his death that tragedy struck again, taking Luna's parents in a car accident. Overnight, Carmen found herself alone and with the immense responsibility of raising her granddaughter. In those dark days, when the pain was almost unbearable, it was her love for Luna that gave her the strength to move forward. Since then, Carmen had worked tirelessly to ensure her granddaughter had everything she needed. Her days began long before dawn and ended late at night, always with the hope that her sacrifice would provide Luna with a better life. Every flower sold at the market represented a small victory in her daily struggle. Carmen became a well-known figure in the neighborhood, admired for her tenacity and kindness. Despite the difficulties, she always had a smile and a word of encouragement for her customers. In those moments, when the vibrant colors of her flowers filled the market, Carmen found a small comfort and a reminder of the beauty that still existed in the world. Luna, aware of her grandmother's inhuman effort, decided she would not let those sacrifices go to waste. From a young age, she had seen how Carmen worked day after day, even when her hands trembled with exhaustion and her body begged for rest. That example of strength and determination was etched in Luna's heart, who promised herself and her grandmother that she would excel in her studies and take care of both of them. Carmen never spoke of her own pain or the exhaustion she felt. In her mind, all that was secondary compared to Luna's well-being. However, in moments of solitude, when the market was empty and the sun began to set, she sometimes allowed the tears to run down her face. They were tears of tiredness, yes, but also of hope and love. Each drop was a silent promise that she would continue forward, no matter the adversities. Luna, for her part, excelled in school. Her teachers praised her for her intelligence and dedication, and her classmates looked up to her with respect. But behind every academic success, Luna knew there was a shared effort. Every high grade, every well-done project was a tribute to her grandmother's tireless work. At night, when Luna stayed up late studying, Carmen would quietly come over and leave a cup of hot tea on her desk. "Rest a little, my girl," she would say softly. "I don't want you to get sick." But Luna would just smile and respond, "Thank you, Grandma, but I want to do well for you." That response always filled Carmen with pride and sadness at the same time. She knew she was demanding a lot from Luna, but she also understood that her granddaughter's future depended on her education. And so, each night, both immersed themselves in their work, fueled by an unbreakable love and a shared promise. Carmen's sacrifice became the driving force for Luna, and Luna's effort became the hope that kept Carmen going. It was a relationship of mutual support, a delicate dance between generations that sustained and strengthened each other. Carmen was determined to see Luna succeed, and Luna was determined to honor each of her grandmother's sacrifices. Together, they faced the world with a strength that could only come from true love. And in that little flower market, amidst the bustle of the city and the fragrance of fresh flowers, a story of sacrifice, hope, and unconditional love was being forged. The news came one summer afternoon while Carmen was organizing flowers at her market stall. The sun was shining brightly, and the streets were full of life. Luna came, running, her face lit up with a radiant smile and eyes full of tears of joy. "Grandma, Grandma, I did it!" she shouted, waving an envelope in the air. Carmen, her heart racing and hands trembling, set aside the bouquet of roses she was arranging and approached her granddaughter. "What happened, my girl?" Carmen asked, though she already had an inkling of the answer. "I got the scholarship. I'm going to study engineering at the university," Luna exclaimed, hugging her grandmother tightly. Carmen felt the world stop for a moment. The scholarship meant Luna could study without worrying so much about the expenses. A dream that had seemed so far away was now becoming reality. The pride and excitement Carmen felt were indescribable. The scholarship was a reward, not only for Luna but also for all the sacrifices and efforts they had made together. It was a testament to Luna's talent and dedication, but also to the strength and love with which Carmen had supported her. That night, they celebrated with a modest dinner but full of laughter and joy. Carmen prepared Luna's favorite dishes, and as they ate, they talked about plans and dreams for the future. Luna enthusiastically described the subjects she would study and the research she wanted to conduct, while Carmen listened attentively, her eyes shining with pride. The following days were a whirlwind of preparations. Luna had to get ready to move to the city where the university was located. Though it would be difficult to be away from her grandmother, they both knew it was a necessary step for her future. Carmen helped her pack, making sure she had everything she needed. Every piece of clothing, every book was packed with love and care. The day of departure came too soon. At the bus station, Luna hugged her grandmother tightly. "I'm going to miss you so much, Grandma," she said, her eyes filled with tears. "And I will miss you, my girl," Carmen replied, her voice breaking with emotion. "But I know this is the best for you. I'm so proud of all you've achieved. Always remember who you are and where you come from." Luna nodded, promising never to forget her roots. With one last hug, she got on the bus and left for her new life. Carmen stayed at the station, watching as the bus drove away, her heart full of hope and love. Despite the distance, Carmen continued to work hard at the flower market. Each day was a new challenge, but the certainty that Luna was pursuing her dreams gave her the strength to keep going. The long hours and hard work were more bearable knowing it all had a greater purpose. Luna, for her part, immersed herself in her studies with the same determination she had always shown. University was demanding, and the pace of life was frenetic, but she never forgot her grandmother's words. Every academic success was a tribute to Carmen, and whenever she felt overwhelmed, she thought of the sacrifices her grandmother had made for her. During her visits home, Luna and Carmen shared stories and laughter. Luna talked about her classes and friends, while Carmen recounted anecdotes from the market. Despite the challenges, they both found comfort in their mutual love and Luna's achievements. Carmen continued selling flowers, her face illuminated by a smile whenever she thought of her granddaughter. And though the days were long and the work hard, she knew it was all worth it. Luna's scholarship was just the beginning, and the future looked promising for both of them. As the months passed and Luna adapted to her new life at university, Carmen noticed a change in her granddaughter. The calls and visits began to space out, and when they spoke, Luna seemed distant, more interested in talking about her new friends and experiences than about her life at the flower market. Luna had befriended Valeria, a classmate from a well-off family who lived in a luxurious house in an exclusive neighborhood. Valeria, though charming and sophisticated, did not understand Luna's humble life, much less the sacrifices Carmen had made. Slowly, without realizing it, Luna began to feel a mixture of shame and resentment toward her origins. In conversations with Valeria, she avoided mentioning the details of her life in the humble neighborhood and her grandmother's work at the market. One afternoon, during a phone conversation with Carmen, Luna mentioned that she couldn't visit her that weekend because Valeria had invited her to a party at her country house. "But, my girl, you haven't come home in weeks," Carmen said with a note of sadness in her voice. "I was so looking forward to seeing you." "I know, Grandma, but this is important to me," Luna responded, trying to sound convincing. "It's an opportunity to meet influential people who could help me in my career."
Carmen sighed.
"I understand, Luna. I just want you to remember how important it is, not to forget where you come from and who you are." "Of course, Grandma," Luna replied, though in her mind those words resonated with less conviction. The distance did not go unnoticed by Carmen, who felt increasingly lonely and misunderstood. Her days at the market, though filled with work, now seemed longer and more desolate. She missed the conversations with Luna and the joy her presence brought to her life. The neighbors noticed the change in Carmen, but she always found an excuse to justify her granddaughter's absence, hiding her own pain and sadness. Meanwhile, Luna delved deeper into her new life. The pressures of adapting to the university environment and the influence of Valeria and her friends began to weigh on her. Although she continued to excel academically, the emotional toll was high. She felt caught between two worlds, her humble origins and the new social circle she was trying to fit into. Valeria's words echoed in her mind. "You can't let your past hold you back. You have to move forward and adapt, or you'll be left behind." On one occasion, Valeria organized a dinner at her house and invited Luna. During the evening, Someone asked about Luna's family. Feeling the pressure to fit in, Luna lied and said she lived with an aunt, omitting any mention of Carmen and her life at the flower market. That night, returning to her dorm, she felt overwhelmed by guilt and sadness. The shame gnawed at her, but she didn't know how to reconcile her new life with her roots. Carmen, unaware of the specific details, only felt the growing distance. In her heart, she knew Luna was struggling, but she didn't fully understand why. She continued sending messages of encouragement and love, patiently waiting for her granddaughter to find balance. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Luna's calls became shorter and more formal, as if there was an invisible barrier between them. Carmen, though hurt, never stopped supporting her granddaughter. She knew the path to success was arduous and that Luna was facing her own challenges. The flower market remained Carmen's refuge, a place where she could lose herself in work and, if only for a moment, forget the loneliness she felt. But every time a young girl passed by her stall, she couldn't help but see Luna and feel a pang of pain. She knew something had to change, but didn't know how to help her granddaughter remember what truly mattered. Amid the confusion and distance, both women continued on, each dealing with their own fears and hopes, waiting for the moment their paths would cross again. Months passed, and the gap between Carmen and Luna grew deeper. The influence of Valeria and the pressure of Luna's new environment increased the tensions. Luna found herself trapped between her desire to belong and her loyalty to her grandmother. Carmen, on the other hand, felt the growing loneliness and misunderstanding, wondering when her relationship with Luna had deteriorated so much. After a long day at the market, Carmen received a call from Luna. There had been an argument between them the previous week, and Carmen hoped this call would be a reconciliation. However, Luna's voice sounded cold and distant. "Grandma, why do you always insist on reminding me where I come from? Can't you understand that I want something more for myself?" said Luna, her tone full of frustration. "Luna, I've never wanted to hold you back. I just want you not to forget your roots and the people who love you," responded Carmen, trying to remain calm. "Is it too much to ask that you visit me once in a while? I miss our conversations." "It's always the same with you," replied Luna. "You don't understand how hard it is. Here, I have to fit in, Grandma. I can't keep constantly remembering our life at the flower market." Luna's words were like a dagger in Carmen's heart. There was no adequate response to the pain she felt. After an uncomfortable silence, the call ended with both women feeling more hurt and distant than ever. At university, Luna struggled with her own feelings of guilt and resentment. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind, but the desire to fit in and be accepted in her new environment was strong. Valeria and her friends constantly invited her to events and gatherings where she felt out of place, but she didn't want to be excluded. During one of these gatherings, Valeria, unknowingly, touched a sensitive nerve. "Luna, you should bring your aunt sometime. It would be interesting to meet someone from your family." Luna felt a pang of guilt and shame. "Yes, maybe someday," she responded, trying to sound casual. But that night, returning to her dorm, she couldn't hold back the tears. The distance she had created with her grandmother was beginning to suffocate her. The tensions culminated one weekend when Luna finally decided to visit Carmen after a long time. Upon arrival, she found her grandmother working at the flower stall, as always. But instead of the usual smile and warm embrace, Luna felt an invisible barrier between them. "Grandma, I came to see you," Luna said, trying to sound casual. Carmen looked at her with a mix of joy and sadness. "I'm glad to see you, Luna, but I feel like I've lost you a little." Carmen's words broke Luna's facade. "Don't say that, Grandma. I'm just trying to adapt to my new life. It's hard for me too. I know, my girl, Carmen replied, her eyes filled with tears. But you don't have to. Push away those who love you. You can be successful and still be yourself. The silence that followed was heavy and painful. Luna realized how much she had hurt her grandmother with her behavior. The pressure to fit in, Valeria's influence, and the fear of being judged had clouded her judgment. Looking at Carmen, aged and tired from hard work and worries, Luna felt a wave of regret. That night, while having dinner in silence, Luna could no longer contain her emotions. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I never wanted to make you feel like you're not important to me. I've been so caught up in trying to fit in that I forgot what really matters. Carmen, with a sad smile, took her granddaughter's hand. Luna, I've always wanted the best for you, but I also want you to remember that you're valuable for who you are, not for who you try to be for others. Carmen's words touched something deep in Luna. She realized she had been seeking acceptance in the wrong places. True acceptance came from her grandmother's unconditional love, who had sacrificed so much to give her a better future. Despite the tensions and misunderstandings, that night marked the beginning of a deeper understanding between Carmen and Luna. There were still challenges ahead, but both knew the love they shared was strong enough to overcome any obstacle. The total reconciliation was yet to come, but they had taken the first step towards healing and reconnecting their special bond. The day began like any other for Carmen, with the sun barely peeking over the horizon, as she prepared her flower stall at the market. However, a sense of unease accompanied her, like a shadow she couldn't ignore. By midday, her world was shaken. A truck awkwardly maneuvering in the narrow market lost control and crashed into several stalls, including Carmen's. In a matter of seconds, her small refuge of flowers was reduced to a heap of wood and crushed petals. Carmen, struck by the impact, fell to the ground, her fragile body unable to withstand the stress and pain. Neighbors quickly came to her aid, but the damage was already done. Carmen was taken to the hospital, and meanwhile, a neighbor contacted Luna. Upon receiving the call, Luna felt a chill run down her spine. Guilt and worry enveloped her as she learned about her grandmother's accident. Without a second thought, she dropped everything and rushed to the hospital. Upon arrival, she found Carmen on a stretcher, her face pale and an expression of exhaustion that Luna had never seen before. "Grandma, I'm here," Luna said, her voice trembling as she took Carmen's hand. Carmen slowly opened her eyes and smiled weakly. "Luna, my girl, you're here?" "Yes, Grandma. I'm so sorry for not being here before," Luna said, tears streaming down her face. "I didn't realize how much I was hurting you by staying away." Carmen squeezed her granddaughter's hand with the little strength she had left. "What's important is that you're here now. I've always wanted you to be happy and to achieve your dreams. I don't want you to feel guilty." Carmen's words, despite her weakness, were comforting and full of love. Luna, sitting by the bed, realized the magnitude of her grandmother's sacrifice. Not only had she worked tirelessly to support her, but she had also endured the loneliness and sadness of their estrangement without complaint. Luna spent the following days by Carmen's side, caring for her as she slowly recovered. The relationship that had been fractured began to heal. Luna told Carmen about her studies and the challenges she had faced, hiding nothing. And Carmen, though weak, listened attentively and offered her wisdom and unconditional support. One afternoon, while they were together in the hospital, Carmen took Luna's hand and said, "My girl, your place is at the university. I don't want you to miss this opportunity. Because of me, I will go home and recover, but you must continue moving forward." Luna shook her head, her eyes filled with tears. "No, Grandma, I'm not going anywhere until you're better. I realized how important you are to me and how much you've sacrificed. I can't move forward without reconciling with you and making sure you're okay. Carmen smiled, moved by the determination and love in her granddaughter's eyes. You are strong, Luna, stronger than you think, and that love and strength will carry you far. But always remember who you are and where you come from. With those words, Luna felt a new strength and clarity arise within her. She understood that her identity didn't depend on her surroundings or the acceptance of others, but on her love and loyalty to her family and herself. Recovered slowly, and during that time, their bond strengthened. Luna spent more time at home, helping her grandmother and working on her studies. Each night, they sat together and shared stories, laughter, and dreams. The distance that once separated them was replaced by a deeper understanding and love. The accident and Carmen's illness were a painful revelation, but also a turning point. Luna understood the true value of her grandmother's sacrifice and unconditional love, and vowed never to let anything or anyone come between them again. In that small hospital, amidst tears and smiles, both women found the strength to move forward, united by the indestructible bond of family love. Carmen's recovery period was a time of reflection and growth for both her and Luna. With each passing day, their bond strengthened. Luna, with a new perspective on what truly mattered in life, was determined to amend her behavior and be the granddaughter Carmen deserved. One afternoon, while they were sitting on the porch of their modest house, Luna took her grandmother's hand. "Grandma, I've been thinking a lot. I don't just want to study and be a good engineer. I want to be a better person, a better granddaughter. I've realized how much you've done for me and how much I've hurt you." Carmen, with eyes full of tenderness, stroked Luna's hand. "My girl, we all make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them and move forward. I'm proud of you, not just for your achievements, but for your heart." Luna nodded, moved by her grandmother's words. "I promise to be better, Grandma. I promise to never make you feel lonely or unappreciated again. Everything I am and everything I will achieve is thanks to you." Tears rolled down Carmen's face as she listened to the sincerity in her granddaughter's voice.
I believe you, Luna.
"And I know you have a great future ahead of you. Just remember that I'll always be here for you, supporting you every step of the way." The reconciliation process wasn't immediate, but both women dedicated themselves to rebuilding their relationship with love and patience. Luna began to balance her studies better with the time she spent at home. She made more calls to Carmen, visited more often, and ensured her grandmother knew how much she was loved and appreciated. One night, while preparing dinner together, Luna said to Carmen, "You know, Grandma, sometimes I think about the future, and I imagine finishing my studies and working on something that can help you live better. I want to give back a little of all that you've given me." Carmen smiled and replied, "My girl, the best gift you can give me is to be happy and follow your dreams. I don't need anything more than to see you smile and know that you are well." Those words became a constant source of inspiration for Luna. Every exam, every project, every challenge she faced at university, she did with the image of her grandmother in mind, knowing that all her effort had a greater purpose. The weeks passed, and Carmen began to regain her strength. Although the accident had left its marks, her spirit was stronger than ever, fueled by the love and company of her granddaughter. The flowers in the market were no longer just a means of sustenance, but also a symbol of resilience and hope. One afternoon, while Luna was studying at the dining table, Carmen approached with a cup of tea. "You're working very hard, Luna. Take a break." Luna smiled and took the cup. "Thank you, Grandma. I just want to make you proud." "You already do every day," Carmen replied, sitting next to her. "I'm proud of the woman you're becoming." In those moments of tranquility and connection, both found renewed peace. Carmen felt rejuvenated by Luna's presence, and Luna drew strength from her grandmother's love and wisdom. Together, they prepared to face the future, knowing their bond was stronger than any adversity. Luna's promise to be a better granddaughter didn't remain just words. It became daily actions, small gestures of love, and a firm commitment to keep her grandmother close, no matter how far she went in life. And so, in each challenge and each success, both women found strength in their unconditional love, ready to face the future together, more united than ever. With Carmen's recovery and the emotional reconciliation well underway, Luna returned to university with renewed determination and a deep appreciation for her roots. Each day, she strove not only in her studies but also in honoring her grandmother's sacrifice and love. The misunderstandings of the past turned into lessons, and Luna felt stronger and more connected to her true self. At university, Luna excelled like never before. Her professors noticed her dedication and passion, and her classmates began to see her as a leader. She no longer felt the need to hide her humble origins. On the contrary, she proudly shared stories of her grandmother and the flower market. She understood that her strength came precisely from those roots and that she had nothing to be ashamed of. Valeria, who had been such a strong influence in Luna's life, also began to notice the change. At first, she found it difficult to understand why Luna talked so much about her grandmother and her life in the neighborhood. However, as she listened more, she began to respect and admire Luna's bravery and authenticity. One day, Valeria approached Luna after class. "Luna, I've been thinking a lot about what you've told us about your grandmother. I've realized how much you've sacrificed and how strong you are. I'd like to meet her someday." Luna smiled, touched by her friend's change. "I'd love for you to meet her, Valeria. I think you could learn a lot from her, as I have." Meanwhile, Carmen continued to work at the market, albeit in a more relaxed manner. Now, her neighbors and regular customers noticed there was something different about her, a spark of renewed joy. The news of Luna's achievements had spread through the neighborhood, and everyone shared Carmen's pride and happiness. Luna took every opportunity to visit her grandmother, even if only for a few hours. Each time she arrived home, Carmen greeted her with open arms and a table full of homemade food. They spent hours talking, laughing, and planning for the future. Luna enthusiastically recounted the projects she was working on and how she wanted to apply her knowledge to help the community. "Grandma, I'm working on a project that could improve the water distribution in our area," said Luna one afternoon, while they both enjoyed a cup of tea. "I want to use my education to make a difference here, where it's most needed." Carmen looked at her with pride. "That's wonderful, Luna. I'm sure you'll achieve it. You have the intelligence and the heart to do it." Luna nodded, feeling a wave of gratitude and love. She knew that everything she had achieved and everything she would achieve in the future was thanks to her grandmother and the values she had instilled in her. Life at university continued, and Luna faced new challenges with confidence. Each success and each difficulty made her stronger and more aware of her purpose. Her renewed determination was reflected not only in her grades, but also in the way she related to others. On one occasion, during an important presentation, Luna spoke openly about her life and Carmen's sacrifices. "Everything I am, I owe to my grandmother," she said in front of her classmates and professors. "Her love and sacrifice have taught me the true meaning of strength and perseverance. My goal is to use my education to give back a little of what she has given me and to improve the lives of those around us." Luna's words resonated deeply with the audience. After the presentation, several students and professors approached her, expressing their admiration and respect. Luna realized that by accepting and sharing her story, she had found her true power and purpose. Back at the market, Carmen continued selling her flowers, now with a new hope in her heart. Every call and visit from Luna was a reminder of the incredible journey they had embarked on together. She knew that, despite the challenges that would come, the love and determination they shared would carry them through any adversity. So, while Luna moved forward with renewed determination and Carmen recovered, feeling proud of her granddaughter's achievements, both women prepared to face the future together. Their bond was stronger than ever, and with each step they took, they were more united by love and mutual respect, ready for whatever life had in store for them. The big day had arrived. Luna, dressed in her cap and gown, stood at the university graduation ceremony. The auditorium was filled with excited students, proud family members, and satisfied professors. The atmosphere was charged with expectations and realized dreams. Among the crowd, Carmen was in the front row, her eyes shining with pride and her trembling hands holding a small bouquet of flowers from her stall. As the graduates' names were called one by one, Carmen couldn't help but remember all the sacrifices and efforts they had made to reach this moment. Luna had kept her promise to dedicate herself to her studies, and now she was about to reap the rewards of her hard work. Finally, it was Luna's turn. When her name echoed through the auditorium, a deafening applause filled the room. Luna stood up and walked to the stage, her heart pounding. As she received her diploma, she searched the crowd for her grandmother and found her, smiling with tears of pride in her eyes. With the diploma in hand, Luna approached the microphone to give a speech. "Today is a very special day for all of us," she began, her voice clear and firm. "But for me, it's also a day of gratitude and recognition. I wouldn't be here without the love and sacrifice of a very special person, my grandmother Carmen." The auditorium fell silent as Luna continued. "My grandmother has been my rock, my inspiration, and my greatest support. Selling flowers in the market, working tirelessly to ensure I had a better future. She never let adversity defeat her, and her strength has given me the strength to keep going." Luna paused, looking at Carmen. "Today, I want everyone to know that everything I've achieved is thanks to her, and that no matter where we come from or the challenges we face, what truly matters is the love and support we receive from our loved ones. Grandma, these flowers are for you, as a symbol of all your sacrifice and love." The auditorium erupted in applause as Luna descended from the stage and walked toward her grandmother. Carmen, with tears streaming down her face, stood up and hugged her granddaughter tightly. The flowers in her hands were a symbol of their humble beginnings, but also of their unbreakable bond. After the ceremony, Luna and Carmen were surrounded by friends and family who congratulated Luna and expressed their admiration for the story she had shared. Valeria, moved and sincere, approached Carmen and said, "It's an honor to meet you, ma'am. Luna has told me so much about you, and now I understand why she is the incredible person she is." Carmen smiled, touched by Valeria's words. "Thank you, dear. Luna means everything to me, and I'm glad she has friends like you to support her." Later, at a small celebration at home, Luna and Carmen enjoyed a meal surrounded by friends and neighbors from the neighborhood. It was a moment of shared joy and pride, a celebration not only of Luna's achievements, but also of the journey they had embarked on together. Carmen, watching Luna interact with her friends and talk enthusiastically about her future plans, felt a deep satisfaction. She knew the challenges were not over, but she also knew that together they could face anything. Luna had shown that, with determination and love, any dream was possible. At the end of the day, when the house was quiet, Luna approached her grandmother. "Grandma, today has been one of the happiest days of my life. All of this is thanks to you." Carmen looked at her with affection and pride. "No, my girl. All of this is thanks to us. We've always been a team, and we always will be." Luna nodded, feeling a wave of gratitude and love. "I love you, Grandma, And I promise, I will always honor everything you've done for me." Carmen hugged her tightly. "I love you too, Luna, and I will always be here for you, supporting you every step of the way." That night, as Luna prepared for the future with renewed determination and Carmen rested with a heart full of pride, both women knew their bond was indestructible. Together, they had overcome countless challenges and were ready to face whatever life had in store for them, always united by love and mutual respect. With graduation behind them and a new chapter of life ahead, Luna immersed herself in her first job as an engineer. She had been hired by a company that valued her dedication and talent, and soon found herself working on significant projects that had the potential to improve life in her community. Despite her success, Luna never forgot the promises she had made to her grandmother and the desire to repay her for everything she had done for her. Luna's first paycheck arrived, and with it, a decision she had been planning for a long time. Without telling Carmen, Luna began coordinating the reconstruction of the flower stall that had been destroyed in the accident. She wanted it to be a surprise, a tangible symbol of her gratitude and love. On a sunny Saturday morning, Luna took Carmen to the market, her heart pounding with anticipation. "Grandma, I want to show you something," Luna said, trying to contain her excitement. Carmen, intrigued and a little confused, followed her granddaughter. Upon arriving at the market, they stopped in front of a new flower stall, impeccable and full of color. Tears filled Carmen's eyes as she realized what she was seeing. The stall was rebuilt, more beautiful and functional than ever, a true tribute to her hard work and dedication. "Luna, I don't know what to say," murmured Carmen, moved to tears. "It's beautiful." Luna smiled, hugging her grandmother. "All of this is for you, Grandma. I want you to have a worthy place where you can keep doing what you love. It's a small way to thank you for everything you've done for me." Luna's words resonated deeply with Carmen, who felt a mixture of pride, love, and gratitude. The new flower stall was not just a place of work, but a symbol of everything they had overcome together. It represented resilience, sacrifice, and the unconditional love that had united them. Carmen's return to the market was met with a warm welcome from neighbors and regular customers. Everyone shared in the joy of the new beginning and admired the beautiful stall that Luna had created. Carmen, with renewed energy, dedicated herself to organizing and decorating the stall, feeling more inspired than ever. Luna, for her part, continued to work hard in her career but always found time to visit her grandmother and help her at the market. Saturday afternoons became their special time, where they could share stories, laugh, and enjoy each other's company. The new flower stall became a landmark in the market, not only for the quality and beauty of the flowers, but also for the story of love and sacrifice it represented. Carmen and Luna worked together, combining Carmen's experience and wisdom with Luna's energy and enthusiasm. Together, they not only sold flowers but also inspired others with their story of perseverance and family love. One day, while attending to customers, a woman approached them and said, "I've heard your story and wanted to tell you how much it has inspired me. Seeing how you've overcome difficulties together gives me hope to keep going with my own challenges." Carmen and Luna smiled, grateful for the words. "Thank you," Luna replied. "We've always believed that love and determination can overcome any obstacle." The days passed, and both Carmen and Luna felt strengthened by their renewed bond. Every success Luna achieved in her career was celebrated, and every flower sold at the market was a reminder of the love that united them. A year after Luna's graduation, they organized a small party at the market to celebrate the first anniversary of the new flower stall. Family, friends, and neighbors gathered to share laughter, stories, and dreams. Carmen, looking around, felt a deep satisfaction, seeing her granddaughter surrounded by people who loved and admired her. That night, when the party ended, Carmen and Luna sat together, contemplating the future with hope and confidence. "We've come a long way, Grandma," Luna said with a smile. "And we still have a long way to go," Carmen replied, squeezing her granddaughter's hand. "But I know that together we can achieve anything." And so, with hearts full of love and renewed determination, Carmen and Luna prepared to face whatever life had in store for them, knowing that as long as they were together, there was no challenge they couldn't overcome. Their bond, forged in sacrifice and strengthened by love, would guide them toward a bright future full of promise. What an exciting journey we've just experienced together. But this is only the beginning. Click on the next video that appears on your screen and keep enjoying amazing content. If you want me to keep bringing you these stories every day, consider supporting me with a coffee through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the pinned comment. Your support is what makes it possible for me to keep telling these stories. See you in the next video.